Hello friends, today we will discuss a problem from the topic of electromagnetic induction. We have been given an inductor and resistor combination connected to a DC power supply, and we are supposed to find how much energy is dissipated across the coil after the switch is turned off. So let me first draw the circuit diagram here. We have an inductor 50 microhenry and a resistance of 0.5 ohm. The coil and resistance together make one system. It's a coil. It has got an inductance and a resistance. There is another 10 ohm resistance connected in parallel with the circuit. There is a battery and there is a switch. This is a 5 volt battery and there is a switch. We are supposed to find the heat generated in coil after the switch is opened. Initially the switch is closed. So first the switch is closed, a steady state has already been reached, and after the steady state has been reached, I am going to break the contact. I am going to open the switch, and after the switch has been opened, we are supposed to find how much heat is generated in this coil. Coil is a combination of inductance plus resistance. So let us first find out the steady state situation when the switch is closed. Now we must note that in the steady state condition, the inductor offers no resistance. There is no resistance offered by the inductor. The resistance of inductor can be taken as 0 because it is a DC supply. Let me take a loop, say A, B, P, Q. And if you travel across the loop ABPQ and apply the Kirchhoff's laws, we will get, suppose the current in this particular branch is I. I am not interested in current in this branch. Whatever be the current in this particular branch, let us find out the value of current in this particular circuit. Let the current in this branch be I. Let the current in this branch be, say, I1. So the actual current which is drawn by the battery is I plus I1, out of which I flows in this branch, I1 flows in this branch. I and I1 come together to give me the current in this branch. Right? So now let us apply the Kirchhoff's laws in order to find the distribution of currents. So let me start from here. As we are going from minus to plus, the value of potential difference is increasing. So this is 5. Let me travel over here. I will get I. There is no resistance over here. So I into 0.5. If I come back over here, there is no other resistance you can see in the entire circuit. Whatever may be the current, that is doesn't make any difference. So 5 minus I into 0.5 is equal to 0 is the loop A, B, P, Q, A. I into 0.5 and there is a voltage 5. That gives me 0.5 I is equal to 5, or I is 5 upon 0.5, that is 10 ampere. Let me mark this as I naught. The steady state current is 10 ampere across the inductor coil. Now let us understand what will happen after the switch is opened. After the switch is opened, now the situation will be entirely different. The battery goes out of the circuit. No current flows in this particular branch. So now our circuit becomes restricted only to this particular part. This particular part is out of circuit because the switch has been opened. Instantly there will be no current through 10 ohm resistance. But since the inductor is going to develop a back EMF according to Faraday's law, this is going to be the source of energy. I hope you are aware that an inductor stores energy, which is given by the formula half Li square, which is analogous to half CV square, which is the energy stored in a capacitor. So this being the only source of energy, it will discharge its energy across the loop, say BPMN. So now we are interested only in the loop BPMN, and let us try to find the current in this particular portion as a function of time. So let me just remove the unrequired things, and we will talk about this loop. Let us see the situation. This being the only source of energy is going to send a current I in the entire circuit. So the same current I is going to flow in the entire circuit. Let me apply again the Kirchhoff's law across the loop B, P, M, N and back to B. This is a source of EMF which is going to develop and supply an EMF which is L into di by dt. We are going in the direction of current, so minus 0.5 I. As we come here, again we are going in the direction of current, so minus 10 I, and the total will be 0. But please note one important factor here, that the current in the circuit is decaying. As time progresses, the value of current is decreasing, and that means your di by dt is negative. As time progresses, current decreases, because ultimately it is going to fall back to 0. So I have to put a negative sign across L di by dt. Please do not make a miss in this case, or you can consider in other way, it's a back EMF, and that is why it is minus L di by dt. Whatever way you take it, you must understand that this is minus L di by dt, and that gives me minus L into di by dt is 10.5 times I. That gives me di by dt as minus 10.5 upon L, or let me rearrange, that is di by I is minus 10.5 upon L into dt. In the next step, I am going to integrate this expression with a constant of integration, say k. Integration of di by I is ln I, it is minus 10.5 upon Lt plus k. Now we have to use the initial condition, that is at t equal to 0, I was I0, which was 10 amperes. So if I put it over here, I will get ln 10 equal to 0 plus k, that is k is equal to ln 10. If I back substitute over here, I will get ln I as minus 10.5 upon Lt plus ln 10. I will put the value of I at the end. Let us not confuse it over here. So ln I upon 10, as it comes on the other side, is minus 10.5 upon L into t. So we will get I equal to I0 e raised to minus 10.5 upon L times t. And this is the expression for decay of current across the inductor. Our problem does not end here. We are supposed to find the total heat generated after the switch has been closed. So we will need to find the expression for heat. You know the expression for power is I square R. So the expression for heat will be over a time dt will be I square RT, but over a time it will be I square R into dt. So the net heat generated will be integration of I square R dt. We have to integrate the time limit from 0 up to a steady state value, that is up to infinity. So after I integrate this, I will be able to obtain the expression for heat. Please note, this R is going to be 0.5 ohm because we are interested in the heat which is generated or dissipated in the coil only, not in the 10 ohm resistance. So we are going to integrate this with borrowing I from here. So let me remove everything else so that we can integrate this expression. The heat generated will be integral of 0 to infinity I square will be, you know, I naught is 10, or I can make it 10 here itself. So I square will be 100 into e raised to minus 10.5 upon L into 2, obviously because we are squaring it. Into dt. Into R. Of course, R was 0.5. So 100 into 0.5 is 50. Integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus 21t upon L dt. Which is 50. Integration of e raised to t is e raised to t only. So it is e raised to minus 21t upon L. Don't forget to divide by the coefficient, which is minus 21 upon L, integrating from 0 to infinity. That is minus 50 into L upon 21 into, when you put infinity, e raised to minus 21 infinity upon L minus e raised to 0. Now since the power is negative, it is 1 upon e raised to infinity, and 1 upon infinity is 0. That is why this expression will be 0. So I will have minus 50L upon 21. Let me elaborate. This is e raised to 1 upon e raised to infinity because it is e to the power minus infinity. Minus anything raised to 0 is 1, which is minus 50L upon 21 into 0 minus 1. Minus minus will become plus, and you will get the answer as 50L upon 21. Now we'll substitute the value of inductor. I think it was 50 microhenry. So the heat generated will be 50 into 50 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon 21, and that is 25 upon 21 into 10 raised to minus 4 joule. We can work out this calculation if we want. We can do it here. Eight are 168. Or 21 nines are. And the answer is approximately 1.19 into 10 raised to minus 4 joule. This is the heat generated in the inductor coil after the switch has been opened. Thank you very much.